As the NBA turns, we forget about some of the no-name teams that are currently in the playoff hunt. It's your boy Step Back Mikey, and we getting a little bit analytical and more defensive-minded with two of the best defensive teams on the East Coast. One of them is not here, that is Philadelphia. Now, as we look at these two teams, it is the Miami, yes, the Heat makers, and Jimmy I. Butler. And then you go over to Toronto, the cold land. Pascal Siakam and the boys with Van Fleet have certainly surprised, guys. Certainly surprised. Now, if there's anything anyone can learn from these two teams that don't have the most name brand talent, because the Heat have a lot of guys out, Oladipo, Lowry, it's crazy to see what talent they have and what they're able to do. I'm not saying these guys are not talented, okay? A lot of folks that are not basketball heads, I think most guys that watch me have a little bit more knowledge than most, don't understand the climate of the NBA and the amount of talent that's there. There's sleeper guys on every freaking team, people. It is what it is. Every team has a sleeper guy. I'm talking about a guy that can be an all-star. Every team that you don't know of. Some of you guys don't watch because, you're flooded with ESPN and the media and they cover, the same old. Bronny, Steffi, those guys. But let's get into some rooks that no one really's talking about on the Toronto side. This game last night was tremendous. It was tough fought. It was ugly. And I have a feeling these teams may be contenders, especially with the number one ranking of the Heat, for Eastern Conference champions, okay? So as we look at this game, Scotty Barnes, to me, what a draft pick. A guy that I said was going to be tremendous. I didn't really necessarily like him here. But you look at the way Suggs playing over there in Orlando. You look at K, yeah, good season, but he was green lighted. It's he's okay. He's okay. Definitely gonna have a tremendous career, right? You look at Jalen Green. I think I'll get in another video on Jalen Green and what I think is going on. All right, what I think is going on there. There's gonna have to be some changes for my favorite guy, and Kevin Porter Jr. He needs to let Jalen execute. Okay, they kind of little brother, big brother, or twin brothers, whatever you want to call it, because they're both young. Anyhow, I'm not going to go there. Van Fleet tonight, he has proved his worth for his salary. Period. Look at the squad on Toronto. Don't tell me you thought playoffs. If I were to line up the squad, outside of Siakam, who's again had a tremendous season, I mean, you could go through the lineup and argue. The Pistons have similar types of strengths. Okay, you could argue that, but look at the records. Okay, the outperformance of OG Onobayu. I said it wrong. OG. I'm just gonna say OG. Can't pronounce the last name. The inside play of Precious, who was traded from let go from the Miami Heat. Okay. These are all, and it was a trade for Lowry. So these are all guys that are contributing in a heavy way now that they've been given the opportunity. Musta Boucher, the all-purpose 3-and-D guy. They have a couple of rooks that are balling the hell out. I mean, look at this. Look at this. They are a lot of, I would call them the 3-and-D kings in the East Coast. And maybe overall in the league. They may be the best 3-and-D kings, the way they utilize their guys. They have a lot of 6'5", 6'6", about 6'5" to 6'9", just guys that can play a lot of positions and want to play defense. And that's what makes them scary. They have an offensive guy in Van Fleet. Pascal Siakam, once he gets going, even though he's a little tight, what I mean by tight is, he's not smooth with it, bro. He's a little tight, bro. I don't like, when he dribbles, I'm like, oh, man, that's hard, man. It's a hard-ass dribble, man. Shit, he get a little loose, but he can't. That's his style. And it works. Okay? So that's where we're at. The Heat on the other side of the ball game, right? They also rely on defense, but they got a lot of offense. Duncan, Hero, they're going to get Oladipo back. Butler's a big name. Bam Bam, All-Star. I mean, they got a lot of pieces. By the way, Bam's gone down from that All-Star year due to some injuries. But they have, unequivocally a very strong line. But Gabe Vincent, the come through player, they got a couple guys that they grab. I mean, G League related guys, and in the summer league, Miami. They know how to find these guys, and they've been tremendous. They've been tremendous because it's all about your boy's system. I think I'm starting to see it may not be all about the Heat and the players. It may, two OTs in this game, by the way. It may be the system that the coach has put together. And the same thing goes for the Toronto Raptors. You can look at teams in the past like the Spurs. These guys were able to just implement new guys and come in and do their thing. Okay, the Spurs used to be a power forward heavy regulated team. Now they're not. Hence why you see the difference. The system had to change with all the guards, and now they're struggling. Right, they're struggling. But these teams are, Kawhi Leonard type. These teams are regulated for that 3-and-D guy to excel, and it's showing now how it's working. There's not really a true super point guard on these teams, guys. Everybody touches the ball. There's no Chris Paul on these teams. Okay, Kyle Lowry is solid, but he's no Chris Paul. He's a strong-headed Blade Runner general. I mean, he goes in the hole and it makes it tough. Look at this. There's going to be 3 OTs in this. That's what we got. That's what we got here. And for guys to think that, it's going to be easy 1, 2, 3 against these teams is foolish. Triple overtime game, guys. Triple overtime game last night from these two teams. And my takeaway is the East better watch out for these two teams in the playoffs. They're going to surprise many. They have every piece they need to become dangerous as we look at the playoff run. Let's get into the stats. I know you want to see the end of the game, so I'm going to continue to talk a little bit. I'll just say it. Toronto took this game, okay? Remember, missing Oladipo and missing Mr. Kyle Lowry. That's going to make Gabe Vincent's been tremendous. That's Gabe Vincent right there. All right? Look at hero. You're my hero. So, big game for the Heat and tremendous opportunity to see Toronto and what they bring to the table. I want to get into the stats, though. Okay, end of the game there. Boom. Let's jump over. Let's jump over real quick and take a peek at what we have from a lineup perspective. I just had this up, but it went out. With your boys, man. With your boys on the Toronto Raptors. From a team perspective, this is what I want you guys to look at as the playoffs come around. Their roster, I even take the stats. You dig? I would take Precious, 6'8", but long arm is their center. All right, OG Onabi, I didn't realize how young he is. He's still 24. He's coming into his own. Don't be surprised to see him kind of run up into some all-star conversations in the year to come. Do they make the playoffs? It's going to be tough. It'll be a miracle, okay? But if they do make it, no doubt about it, Coach of the Year is going to the Toronto Raptors guy. This. Look at the lineup. DJ Banton, 6'9", sleeper, playing in the G League. Surprise this year for me. Didn't realize how good this kid was, how good defensively he can be. Scotty Barnes has been tremendous for this team. They keep drafting these guys. We talked about Isaac Bonga hasn't played much, but Chris Boucher, a guy's been tremendous defensively. Matty Flynn hasn't played too much. I would love to see this guy get an opportunity, okay? And then you got Sal Mahayu really coming of his own here when he gets the burn. Really love him. Still 24. Still one of my favorite small forwards. I loved him on the Lakers. Every team he's gone to, he's been productive. If he gets minutes, he's a borderline great six man of the year. And I'll even go higher. I think Sal Mahayu is slept on heavily. Tremendous European player that just needs time. Douglas Aturu playing inside is solid. Siakam, what he brings there. Gary Trent Jr. came over from Portland. Solid. You see all these names here, guys? Van Fleet. I mean, if you looked at this online, DJ Wilson came over from Milwaukee, big, long player. I mean, they got a lot of these guys. You look at this roster, you go, lottery. Let's be honest. Let's be straightforward, man. You go lottery. These guys ain't winning nothing. They're going lottery. But they're winning because of the team aspect, because of the play of Scotty Barnes, right? Because of the play of he may be in consideration. Fred VanVleet, 21 points per game. Siakam, 21. Look at what OG's doing this year. OG, 19 points a game. Gary Trent, What a stupid trade that was from Portland. Made no sense. Barnes, 15 points a game as a rook over 39 games, guys. Stats prove it, man. Look at the three-point shooting. Not great, solid, not great, not great. They need to improve there. But everything here is touching on Boucher tremendous. Look at DJ. Precious, 7.7, but big rebounding. Sal Mahayu, 6 points per game. Again, get DJ Batten. These guys are solid, man. They're solid. No championship this year, but scary. Dragic, does he get bought out? I think he should be. I think they need to buy him out. That's another guy that people are sleeping on. He can go somewhere and help somebody. I'm surprised the Cleveland never looked at that. That's it. This is where we're at with Toronto, the most slept-on team in the league, man. Just solid, bro. Nothing else I can say. I'm not like I'm gonna watch them tonight. Right? I'm not gonna go out my way to watch these guys. But they got a lot of 3-and-D guys, bro. Siakam, Anunoby, Trent, Barnes, Boucher, Wilson, Kaki, Mahayu, right? Wananobi, right? Batten, Champagne, Bonga. Even this guy Jay Morey not playing. Trevon Waters made the squad. That's dope. I mean, this is the team, man. This is the team of defense. So I'm out of here. Step back, Mikey. Just want to go in. If you haven't noticed, yes, Toronto, team that should be in the lottery, is in the playoffs, and it's crazy. Or headed to the playoffs. Peace.